Hello, good people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Yela in Korea. It's been a while. Hey, I was like, let me go and update my fellow YouTubers and my viewers that I'm fine. I'm good. How is 2024 treating you? Me, it's treating me so good. Yeah, I'm just so happy that I found this time to record a live stream. As you all know, I left Korea last year in January. Yeah, since then, I've been in Zimbabwe working, catching up on some things. If you stay out of your country for a long time, the moment you come back, it will be like, hey, you're a new person. You're trying to learn and unlearn some things. So that's how things were for me. And in this video, I'll just talk about update. If anyone has questions, I'll be ready to answer. And I know I have many questions already. I'll be just responding to them in this live stream. I don't know about the sound because I didn't put earphones, but I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Whoever is watching, please let me know if my sound is okay. So I'll talk about regrets, about living in Korea, and how life is in Zimbabwe. Hey, it's not easy staying in Zimbabwe. Like just the feeling of going back home after a decade and half. For me, it was almost like 13 years. So the first weeks of my return to Harare, it was kind of like overwhelming to some extent because the culture shock, or the reverse culture shock that you'll be like, I'm now back to this thing that I was away from, and it was not easy at first because I would just think of like how inconvenient things were. Like, let's say if I want to use public transportation, it's like there is no longer a specific schedule or whatsoever route of any transportation you want to use. That one was like the greatest shocker for me. Like, the reverse culture shock. It was real when you want to use public transportation. And just in general, the way things are, like, in public facilities, it's rare to find aircon. It was like, hey, I would just wonder, what's going on? Hi, Mashera, how are you? How have you been? I'm good. I'm just giving an update of how life has been in Zimbabwe, and yeah, if I have any regrets about living in Korea, yeah, I'll talk about all of that. But I don't know if I'll talk a lot, but these days I have time, so I can actually schedule some live streams later. If you are going to watch later, just let me know what other issues you want to know from me. I can prepare accordingly. The way I'm sitting is kind of, yeah, I'm just like trying this angle. I don't have lights, like the lights for live streaming. I'm just relying on the light above here. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'll try and adjust and see if I can get a light. If not, I'll be filming in this position even next time because that's where most of the light is coming from. Yeah. So nice to see you too, my Shaira. Nice to see you too. So in Zimbabwe, I was talking about the inconvenience things, like when you enter public facilities, it's rare to find good air conditioners and just the service delivery. Africa is Africa, good people. It was not easy. Like, it was not easy for me, especially that I made a decision that I'm going back home for good. Like, I felt like maybe I made the wrong decision because I'm like, nothing has changed, really much in most public facilities. Like, the service delivery is still the same the way it was. Like, to just activate a bank account, I almost like gave up and say, I don't need a bank account. If you give me my salary, find other ways of giving me. Because I spent more than 3 weeks trying to just open an account. The third week was the one that I opened the account, but it was tough. Like, the bank requested several stuff. I'm like, I'm Zimbabwean. Is it not that enough for you to just give me a bank account? And I have a job. I have a contract for my job, but the other things they required were like just out of this world. So it was as if I would carry my house, or just, I don't know, to go with the house to say, this is my proof of residence. To just have proof of residence, it was like a stress for me. Like, you know, in Zimbabwe, it's not easy to change documents for your housing. That's our case for our house. We don't have our surname on our house. So for me to have records which show that it's our house, or it's where we stay, it was just hectic. The Zimbabwean people only understand what I'm trying to say. Getting the proof of residence for me was kind of hectic, very hectic. And after that, registering for a phone number was kind of easier, I guess. It was easier because I just went with my ID card. So there was a time I even wanted to register for another mobile service provider. They wanted similar proof of residence, like for that line. I was like, no, I'll just keep the one I'm using, like just the one that I didn't have problems with. So yeah, for me to, what is it called? Just getting back to Zimbabwe to meet my friends and my family. It was that good feeling, It was that good feeling, It was just so fulfilling every time I meet my relatives, every time I meet my friends at events, the traveling. All those were very were very good to me. I mean, like, I love traveling. And I was like looking forward to every trip that I have, like, especially due to my work, we were doing a lot of traveling. So I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying Zimbabwe. And I think the traveling part, the meeting relatives and friends part, those ones were the ones which comforted me for leaving Korea. Otherwise, if I would remove those ones, I think I would have just packed my bags and come back to Korea, like, immediately, because I was failing to adjust in many ways. In Zimbabwe, I have to slow down. The way service delivery is just somehow, slow and not so efficient. I was like, the power supply, this power supply, and the water supply, everything is just a hassle. Like, if I would think of those things, I'm like, I made the wrong decision to return to Zimbabwe. Come when you want to take money from the bank, it was also hectic. You can't just withdraw money. Like, the Zimbabwean money, you can't just withdraw it easily. And yet, when you are using it, sometimes it's cheaper when you are using public transport. I can go on and on, but I was just like missing the card system in Korea, where you just use your transportation card. There's no need for you to carry cash when you're traveling like that much, to say you are paying and paying using cash there and there. But in Korea, if you have a transport card, it's enough for you to travel wherever you are, as long you've loaded your money. It's like you don't need cash there and then. What else can I say that I really say I missed or regretted? There are just so many things that I missed, the convenience of everything. Korea had trained me to be reluctant and can I say to be also time conscious. Like if you have a meeting with someone, or if there's an event in Korea, it's kind of easy for you to meet the people. If it's 11 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock. If it's 10 a.m., it's 10 a.m. But in Zimbabwe, I went to some event that they said it was going to start at 9 a.m. It started at midday. Imagine the way I woke up very early to go to that event. I almost fainted. Like, I was like, you people, you're not serious. The event is written 9 a.m., but we took the whole day until midday for that event to start. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So, these are some of the things like the culture shocks or the reverse culture shockers that made me realize Korean life was really good for me. Like, really, the Korean life was really good for me in many ways. I couldn't, even up to now, I still struggle with the issue of time. If there are meetings, there are just some people who don't honor up. If it's even written in black and white, even if it's announced over and over that the meeting will start at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., you just see people delaying in hours, like minutes, several minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, postponing things. I'm like, I don't function this way. I'm used to be like, if it's 9, it's 9. If the meeting is there, it's there. We are not going to reschedule on the same day. We just work on what we have agreed. But in Zimbabwe, you just deprogram your head. Like, yeah, that was me. That is me. Like, that's how I function now. Like, I can't handle the way things are. But home is home. You just get used to everything. You just end up liking everything. And the fact that you are home, I know there's that kind of stress that I don't really miss or regret about. That kind of stress of being in Korea where there was long summers, or the humidity kind of summer that is very hot and comfortable one, or the long winter ones, the really cold winter. Those ones I don't miss them at all. I don't. I just miss like the best moments of Korea, of the good food, the spring, the fall season when the leaves are yellow, the traveling, the overworking part. I don't miss it at all. I don't. I met someone from who was in Korea, and they were like, "You have changed. Like the way you look in Zimbabwe is like you have stress free. Like you are stress free, and you are really yourself." I'm forgetting the word. But when the person said that, I came to realize that really I was now living a stress-free life in Zimbabwe. Like I don't work under such pressure like the kind of pressure I was living in Korea. In Korea, I could like go to an event like where I just know after this event I'm going to the lab, or where I know that maybe throughout the day, like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., I am working. And I know I have something again that is pending, and something that is pressing that requires extra time of mine, that I have to make time also. Like after work, the work culture in Korea, after work kind of thing, the weekend work kind of thing. Like, yeah, those ones really. But when I think of them, I know my life was not that enjoyable. Because in Zimbabwe, if it's 4 p.m., I'm already home. 4 p.m., I'm already leaving for home. Like, if it's a Friday, 3:30, work is done. Honey, Sister Olivia, How have you been? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, the work, the work culture, really. When I think of the Korean work culture, I'm like, I would think several times harder to say or to look for an opportunity to work in Korea because it's not easy to work in Korean system. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. I know I'm a very hardworking person. I love to work, but the kind of Korean work culture, if I think of it, I'm like, hmm, yeah, for the money I can, but really, truth be told, health wise or mental health wise, Hmm, I think I would choose my free mode of working, like the kind of work style that we have in Zimbabwe. Though I know the package is not that much, because Africa is Africa. Yeah, I think I require mental health. I require my mental health to be like, yeah, to be good than to be messed up, like they have a big salary and then a messed up mental health. Yeah, I'm talking about those things. Like when I look back, like at my life in Korea, I'm like, my mental health was not really that good. Like I was struggling inside. I wanted the freedom. I wanted to breathe some air. Like I was just being choked by the weather condition, mainly if it's long winter. It was really draining me. It's something that I realized when I went to Zimbabwe. Like the issue of pollution in Korea, sometimes when I look back at my pictures, I could tell I was not happy at all. I was depressed because of the weather, the pollution issues. When I went to Zimbabwe, people were like, when I was in Zimbabwe, like the first weeks, people were like, you, why are you admiring the clouds? The clear blue skies. People will be like, are you for real? Like, you really are admiring the clear blue skies? I was telling people, you don't know what I've been through. It was when I left Korea that I understood that, yeah, mental health comes in several packages, and anything can just trigger depression, or just you know I don't know, people who live in such countries where you don't see the sun for long. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yeah. It's when I look back, looking at the pictures that I was taking during those long winters, that I'll be like, hmm, I was not happy at all. I think I was depressed. In our Shona culture, or in my African culture, or in African communities, we don't acknowledge that depression is there, and sometimes we don't even know that you are under depression. It's later when you come out of that depression, if it's induced by the weather condition. When you look back, you'll be like, so I was depressed at that time. Like we don't acknowledge that we are depressed. I don't know, African people, my other fellow communities, this issue of depression, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. For my case, that was it. It was later on when I was looking at my pictures, scrolling back, looking like at everything back, and just trying to think, was I really happy? Was I enjoying the moment, or was I living the moment? And in most cases, really, especially the long winters, that's when I realized, I was not living the moment. I was struggling. That's why you have seen that most of my vlogs in summertime, I used to travel a lot, because that's when my energy levels or my mental health was best. Like really, really. Yeah, so good people. I don't know what to say, but I still have stories to say. I don't know if I would record in advance and upload. I don't know, but I know this StreamYard mode really helps me to just say whatever I want to say in form of creating content and editing and whatsoever. Yeah. So up to now, I can say, good people, thank you so much for watching. If you have any updates that you want to know from me, I will listen back and put a description in the description. I have so many things to talk about, but today I have just shared these few issues. I'm good, I'm doing well, but now I'm currently on vacation. I'm just resting and just looking back and reflecting, not refreshing, reflecting and looking back to see where have I been, like where am I going, like and it's just so fulfilling to know that working in Africa, like we know the package is not that big, but when you're working in Africa, you can get a leave. And when you go on leave, these are paid leaves. Like it can be 40 to 45 days or several months, like up to even 3 months vacation of paid leave. And to think of the days when I was working in Korea, if you just miss the job for more than a week, you don't receive salary or your salary will be cut down. You just thinking of that, or that it just brings some kind of stress, or some bad memories of how I really used to struggle to keep on so that I finish whatever work I'm working on, so that I just leave the place. Yeah, that explains it, like how I have been keeping up for the 7 years that I did my PhD and also worked. Yeah, that explains it, because I would think of, if I would love to go for vacation, the maximum time of off days that I can get, it's a week, the paid week leave. And if I exceed that, then I don't get salary. And to go to Africa, you just need more than 24 hours, and a week is like you are recovering from jet lag. And to just think of, like, if I go to Africa, then it means after a week I don't get a salary. And also your housing, the expenses, like the housing, paying a housing for more than $300. And you'd think, if my salary is cut down, how am I going to pay the rent? It's one of those, like, the logistics that you you just see, they cripple you to stay in one place, like not to move, not to travel. You will be confined to one place. Yeah, those things make me not to regret leaving Korea. Like, yeah, you don't have that extra freedom that you want to grow. Like, you want some time away from work, but you can't go away from work for more than 7 days. Like, the intense work mode, really, the intense work mode, that's all I can say. It's the one which made me say I don't regret it all leaving Korea. But at the same time, the small package in Africa makes me also regret the move, because I'm like, if I want to save to buy something, that's impossible. If I want to save money to do something big, like which requires thousands of dollars, it's impossible again, unless I do side hustles. My fellow Zimbabweans or other African people, you know what I'm trying to say when I say you need a side hustle to support whatever dream that you have. So that's the state I am now. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, to continue staying in Zimbabwe, it's fine, because I will be working at the pace that I require, like a good mental state of health. That's all I can say, because the way that depressants are not there. There's so much sun in Africa, in Zimbabwe. There's so much sun. And the way that does really go to the extremes to cause depression or any kind of mental health illness, I can say. The package is small. At the same time, if you go to Korea or other countries, the way that depressants are real and mental health is real too, and it can be triggered by any other factors too. So yeah, I'm in between. It's like a seesaw. The other side is bigger, saying I want to earn more money. Let me go to abroad and work abroad. But at the same time, I will look at my mental health and say, do I really need this? That kind of work mode and everything. It's like a seesaw, like, but I need the money. So that's my thinking now. For those who are seeing me for the first time, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Celia. And for those who know me from before, my I wear glasses because they're in my eyes sometimes. They give me problems. Hi, Zimba Spirited. I do you have a side hustle so far? Yeah, I've not that I have potential side hustles that I have seen or that I am considering, like the mining sector. I think it's quite promising. I haven't really started, but I'm seeing that in the mining sector, the mineral section, it is some lucrative benefits. But there's so much paperwork and very expensive licensing. But it's really good potential side hustle. Or maybe if you want to do anything to do with culture, let's say if I would want to make a Korean restaurant or Korean related stuff, since I've been living in Korea for too long, that's one other side also that I think maybe a restaurant of some sort. But I haven't started any so far. So I'm still studying the system. 1 year is not enough to study the system. But what I have noticed is buying and selling, it's not for the faint hearted. Maybe buying and selling really depends if you have the, can I say, the talent or some kind of, I don't want to say superpower, but if you are really like good at it and you can make profits easily, then that's it. But if you are someone who wants to try and do try and error, yeah, you can try. For me, I tried one time to do buying and selling. I realized that it's not in my blood to buy and sell things. I would make loss, especially if I would ask people to assist me selling. Some will just come back telling me lies, kind of stuff, saying it's people. I can't find the market. That kind of those silly excuses that will be like, okay, I know this person sold this stuff, but they are just giving me the bad feedback so that they don't give me my money. Can I say dishonest people? In most cases, I've come across dishonest people. So buying and selling is not on my league unless I try other things, not daily products. Yeah, that one I have seen so far. So I don't have a side hustle. The side hustle, yeah, the other side hustle is making content, of which me I've been lagging behind because of my kind of work. If you're working in academia, this kind of YouTube stuff is just like demanding. I have lots of videos that I have to edit and I haven't worked on them. I was laughing at a video of my stay in Korea, like I was showing people my house, but I never uploaded it. I'll try and edit it. It's just right over there. So I'll try and edit that video. Yeah, I think content creation is one of the possible side hustle if you can only make content seriously, like really seriously, like this way I'm doing of posting one video after 4 months. I mean, like serious content creation, like the one you upload timely. I'm sure you can make money. I don't know when I'll get the strength to start uploading videos the same way I'm talking about. So that's another potential business. So what else can I say? That's all I can say. I cannot go over 30 minutes. I need to do other things. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Also, major shout out to Machaira. We have been living together in Korea for a long time. So she's one of my sisters. Thank you so much for watching. And major shout out to Sister Olivia Baloy. Thank you so much. And major shout out to Simba Spirited. We are fellow YouTubers from Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, sister. See you in my next upload. I don't want to promise, but definitely these days, since I'm on leave, I think I will have time to make videos. Be them being live stream or vlogs, whichever way. I'm sure I'll upload some videos, hopefully. So yeah, thank you so much, good people, for watching. See you in my next video. Ciao, ciao, good people.